was a day when there was a feeling of something special in the air. The weather was blustery, albeit dry after midday, but not even the bleakest of weather conditions could prevent a crowd of over 50,000 converging on Cheltenham in the hope of seeing an exceptional occasion. The Gold Cup, the most coveted prize in steeplechasing, was low on numbers but high on quality. Carville's Hill was the name in every conversation, but was he the real thing or a paper tiger? Welcome to our highlights programme on Gold Cup Day 1992. Truly it was a day that separated the men from the boys and the half-hearted from the full-blooded. As Carville's Hill led the parade before the Gold Cup, there were many who were struck by his size and physique. His great stride was evident even at the walk. The crowds admired and the bookmakers made him favourite at even money. The fellow had arrived from France with a mission to avenge his short-haired defeat of 12 months ago. Now he was a year older and strongly fancied. Jenny Pitman's number one was Toby Tobias, the horse who was runner-up to Norton's Coin 2 years ago. But the stable also ran Golden Freeze, whose role was very clear, to find a weakness in the jumping ability of Carville's Hill. Peter O'Sullivan describes a dramatic race.
And that away. Carville's Hill goes straight into the lead from Golden Freeze on his inside as they come to the first of the 22 fences. Carville's Hill, Golden Freeze. Golden Freeze lands in the lead from Carville's Hill, who didn't jump all that brilliantly. Golden Freeze from Carville's Hill, King's Fountain, Docklands Express on the far side, then Toby Tobias. The back marker at the moment is the fella. Golden Freeze landed in the lead there from Carville's Hill, a giant leap from him in second. Then King's Fountain and Docklands Express, then Toby Tobias and Norton's Coin, Cool Ground, and finally the fellow. And now Carville's Hill going on. Carville's Hill goes up on the outside of Golden Freeze, who's clearly trying to bustle him as they go down towards the third. Golden Freeze on the inside of Carville's Hill, a long gap then to King's Fountain, Toby Tobias and Docklands Express as they come to the third. And Golden Freeze jumped in the lead from Carville's Hill. Coming down to the water now. Golden Freeze, the leader from Carville's Hill at the water. Golden Freeze lands in the lead. Carville's Hill jumps at second. King's Fountain third. Then Toby Tobias and Norton's Coin and Docklands Express and Cool Ground and the fellow, the first of four ditches. Golden Freeze lands in the lead from Carville's Hill. Then King's Fountain, Docklands Express, Toby Tobias on the far side, Cool Ground, and then the fellow over the sixth. Still Golden Freeze, Carville's Hill, King's Fountain, Docklands Express on the inside, Norton's Coin, then Toby Tobias, Cool Ground, and the fellow. Second of the ditches now. A giant leap on the inside by Carville's Hill, with Golden Freeze on his outer, still keeping his tabs on him as they come to the next. Golden Freeze, a beautiful jump on the outside of Carville's Hill. The others very closely grouped as they begin to swing left-handed now and run downhill on the first circuit in this Gold Cup. Number 9, they're coming to Carville's Hill on the inside of Golden Freeze at this one. Golden Freeze. Oh, Carville's Hill, a mistake there. Carville's Hill, a definite mistake at that one. Golden Freeze, the leader, by a couple now from Carville's Hill as they run to another downhill fence, and quite a critical one, the 10th. Golden Freeze, the leader from Carville's Hill. Golden Freeze, Carville's Hill. King's Fountain jumped at third, beginning to get into his stride, warming up. Toby Tobias, the stable companion of the leader, has moved into fourth. The fellows making a little ground towards the outside as they come to this turn and face up to what will be the second last on the next circuit. Golden Freeze from Carville's Hill, King's Fountain quite close now, Toby Tobias, Docklands Express over on the far side, then Cool Ground, Norton's Express, and the fellow. Over the 11th, Golden Freeze from Carville's Hill. And the field getting very closely grouped now as they come to number 12. Golden Freeze from Carville's Hill. Not too clever that one, Carville's Hill, at all. Really hit that one. A lesser rider than Peter Scudamore would have been really disturbed by that, but Peter seems quite unshakable as he goes on to take the lead again on Carville's Hill. Carville's Hill going on from Golden Freeze. Toby DeBars is third and King Crown in 4 on the outside. And then all in close attendance are the fellow Norton's Coin, Cool Ground and Docklands Express. Carville's Hill at the 13th on Golden Freeze. Now the water. Carville's Hill on the inside of King's Fountain, who goes up to dispute it with him. Toby DeBars has gone third. King's Fountain, a beautiful jump on the outside of Carville's Hill there. Toby DeBars is third. The fellow 4, 5 Docklands Express, 6 is Cool Ground, 7 is Norton's Coin. The third of the ditches, Carville's. Oh, and King's Fountain has gone there. King's Fountain has gone at that one, left Carville's Hill in the lead from Toby DeBars, Docklands Express and the fellow over the 16th. Cool Ground next and then Norton's Coin. And now they race towards the final ditch. It's Carville's Hill, 6 from home, from Toby DeBars and the fellow, Docklands Express, Cool Ground and Norton's Coin. Carville's Hill. Golden Freeze has been pulled up. Coming to the top of the hill, Carville's Hill, the leader, 5 from home. Carville's Hill lands in the lead from the fellow, Cool Ground, Docklands Express, Toby DeBars losing ground, and Norton's Coin with a great deal to do at the moment. And it's the big 2 in the betting. Carville's Hill now from the fellow with Cool Ground back in third and 4 left to jump. Carville's Hill and the fellow. Carville's Hill with a clear advantage over the fellow and Cool Ground, and the crowd now beginning to roar for this potential champion, Carville's Hill, as he comes down to the third last. Carville's Hill from the fellow on the outside, Adam Conrad still challenging. Carville's Hill from the fellow, Cool Ground, and the fellow going very well on the near side. Carville's Hill on the far side, it's Peter Scudamore and Adam Conrad. From Cool Ground under pressure. Docklands Express trying to get into the picture now as they race to this next fence. 2 from home, Carville's Hill, Cool Ground on the far side, and Carville's Hill fading as Cool Ground takes it up from the fellow. The fellow on the near side, Cool Ground on the far side, the fellow lands just in the lead from Cool Ground, and it's the fellow for France striding away now from Docklands Express as they come down to the final fence. It's the fellow who's got a length and a half advantage from Cool Ground. The fellow lands in the lead, but Docklands Express comes to challenge him. And it's Docklands Express on the near side, the fellow on the far side. As they race up towards the line, it's head on head. The fellow in the centre, Cool Ground on the near side, Docklands Express. It's going to be a photo and at the line. Cool Ground has got up just to inch the fellow out of it. Cool Ground has won it from Docklands Express in a photo from the fellow in a photo. Cool Ground has won it, I think, from the fellow with Docklands Express third. It's very close indeed. It'll be interesting to see the head-on here. Carville's Hill was ultimately pulled up, but has Adrian Maguire on Cool Ground got up in the closing stages. I think, once again, the French who've never won a race post-war at Cheltenham have been beaten again. Adam Conrad congratulates Adrian Maguire. Carville's Hill just walking up to the line now with a totally shattered Peter Scudamore, simply unable to believe it.
As they come off the final bend, you can see that Carville's Hill is already being niggled here by Skew, and the one looking to be going best is the fellow by a long, long way in the red colours there. Cool Ground is already being hard driven there by young Adrian Maguire, and Docklands Express on the left of the picture looms up with a very big chance indeed. You can see poor Carville's Hill is starting to labour for whatever reason, I don't know, but anyway, at this point his chances have gone. Really fly that, and in the fellow jumps it slightly the better of that quartet, and you would think that the fate of the rest had been sealed here, as he's just got 1 to go. He's just tail swishes as he gets a reminder, but Docklands Express is finishing equally as fast as Cool Ground. All 3 jumped that well, but as they run away from it, Docklands Express was actually fastest away from the fence. Poor old Carver's Hill, really tiring. Something amiss there with him, maybe his sacroiliac nerve that was so wrong early on. But at this stage, the fellow looks to go over and lean on cool ground over on that rail. Be interesting to see the head on there as Docklands Express runs wide and straight up the middle. It's a desperate affair, isn't it? There's no doubt in Adrian Maguire's mind that he has got there, and I think that our pictures show a head to cool ground.
Yes, with me, Toby Balding and Peter Bolton. You're still not sure you won, but just looking at that freeze frame, we're pretty sure that you have, so there you are.
Well, amazing. The horse has just been coming to himself. I wasn't happy with him early in the year. Well, now we're going to hear.
Oh, come on.
Cheltenham Gold Cup. First, number 2.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Tough old horse. The National's always been his objective as far as I'm concerned. And come on, PB, get in. And, well, wonderful for Whitcomb. That's what it more than deserves. He's put his money where his mouth is. He's now had the ultimate triumph.
That makes him a decent horse, doesn't it?
It's not a bad sort of preparation for the Grand National, which is really why we're running here.
Well, we said he needed a pipe opener for the National, so I guess he's probably had it, has the governor?
So.
Gentlemen, I must ask you, I was with you on Sunday night. There was some doubt right through last week whether you'd run him here because of the ground. How doubtful was he about coming here?
Well, no, once we'd entered him, we were running. You know, we made a decision. We paid most of the forfeit, most of the entry fees. We pay the last one. Having seen 8 runners, we were always going to come.
So a fantastic moment for 21-year-old Adrian Maguire. What a spectacular season he's had. His 66th winner. Only lately lost his allowance. Now to win Cheltenham's most coveted prize. Steeplechasing's classic, the Tote Cheltenham Gold Cup. On cool ground, winner of 13 of his 46 races now.
The joy of Toby Balding and owner Peter Bolton was shared by the brilliant young jockey Adrian Maguire in a truly golden moment. When his number was called in a gripping finale, his relief was more than evident.
It all went back. It's the very same as the Irish National. I didn't want to say whether I won or not, because if I said I won, surely it would go against me. But I was pretty sure I won, and the crowd seemed to be sure that I won. And I was delighted. I still waited for them to call the result.
When do you think you hit the front?
I think I put my head in front going to the second last, and my horse flicked his ears a little bit. He doesn't like to be in front too soon. I didn't jump the last 2 very well. I got a bit close to the last 2, and the fellow seemingly jumped them a bit better than I did, which maybe suited me in the end for the run-in. If I had been in front, I might have been caught. I think it was better I was coming than being caught at the line.
It was a real battle up the hill, a real old-fashioned battle.
Yeah, just had to keep my head down and keep going.
I mean, when you came here a year ago, we go back to Omerta again and that extraordinary start. Could you have imagined in your wildest dreams that you'd be riding in the Gold Cup, let alone winning it?
No. This is the 3rd day at Cheltenham now, and the last 2 days I hadn't very much luck, and I was a bit depressed. I was going around with a bit of a face on me and that, but to come out and win the Gold Cup, it's made up for the whole lot.
And for Adrian Maguire, what a future lies ahead. The starting price is cool ground, the winner 25 to 1, the fellow second 7 to 2, Docklands Express third 16 to 1. So the fellow a brave second for the 2nd year in succession. Adrian Maguire, well, he had a sting in the tail. He was suspended for 4 days for excessive use of the whip on the winner. Sadly, Toby Tobias pulled up very lame. He was taken back to Lambourne in the horse ambulance. Cool ground, meanwhile, is now 7 to 1 clear favourite for the Martel Grand National. But what of Carville's Hill? Well, the stewards inquired into his running, but the bottom line was, for whatever reason, that his jumping today let him down. The mistake he made at the first fence would have put most horses on the floor. Peter Scudamore did exceptionally well to keep him on his feet. He was still in contention at the 9th fence, but his mistake there must have finished his chances. Thereafter, he was always struggling, and after the last fence, Peter Scudamore pulled him up almost to a walk. He came back apparently lame. Well, the day had begun as usual with a cavalry charge for the Daily Express Triumph Hurdle, the 4-year-old championship. As always, it looked wide open. The favourite in the end was Staunch Friend, who went off at 5 to 1. But like several of the other fancies, he was struggling soon after halfway.
With 3 left to jump in the Daily Express Triumph Hurdle, second is Farley Story, third is Duhara, 4 is Duke of Monmouth, 5 then is Hashar, then comes Salwan, then on the far side Crowded House, another mistake by Salwan there, racing to the top of the hill. Duhara is going on now into the lead. Duhara from Dancing Paddy, Duke of Monmouth still improving towards the outside, and Mubin making ground also, racing downhill. And Canny Chronicle has in fact gone on. It's Canny Chronicle who's taken it up now from Duke of Monmouth on the inside. Farley Story, then Crowded House still improving, racing downhill now. Canny Chronicle the lead up from Duke of Monmouth in second. Crowded House and A-Back come next. B-Bob on the outside. Snowy Lane's getting into the picture. Gamara also. Canny Chronicle being pressed now by Duke of Monmouth. Then comes A-Back on the inside. On the far side is Crowded House. But the 2 leaders with a commanding advantage over the remainder at the moment, and Duke of Monmouth has come to take it up. Duke of Monmouth from Canny Chronicle and Crowded House as they come down to the final flight. Duke of Monmouth is clear over the final flight from Canny Chronicle and Crowded House, racing into the closing stages, and Duke of Monmouth a long way clear. Crowded House moving into second, Canny Chronicle next. Then comes Al Mutam, but Duke of Monmouth has it sewn up as they come to the line. Duke of Monmouth, he's towering but slowing, but he's won it, and second is Crowded House, third is Al Mutam.
Duke of Monmouth the winner at 33 to 1. Crowded House second, 12 to 1. Al Mutam third at 16 to 1. That was the biggest win in the career of jockey Mark Richards, who then went on to make it a double on the appropriately named Repeat the Dose. There were 9 Grand National acceptors in the field for the Ritz Club National Hunt Handicap Chase, notably Seagram, who won this race 12 months ago before going on to win at Aintree. Today, with top weight, he was relatively unfancied. The well-backed favourite was Henry Mann, wearing blinkers today for the first time over fences, and ridden today by Graham McCord. Seagram was never travelling in the race, and he was pulled up soon after halfway, as the race developed into a thrilling finale.
In the centre, Forest Ranger, Henry Mann jumps right up sides him. Andy Dodd towards the left with the spotted cap. Romany King making ground. Gambling Royal over on the far side. And it's Gambling Royal on the far side. Henry Mann on the near side. Between horses, Forest King. Tipping Tim trying to get into it too. They're racing towards the second last fence now in the Ritz Club National Hunt Handicap Chase. Henry Mann has taken a fractional advantage on the near side from Gambling Royal over on the far side. Tipping Tim is making ground all the time. Henry Mann's just going to land in the lead from Gambling Royal, and Tipping Tim. Romany King making a run towards the left of the picture. Coming down to the final fence now. Henry Mann with the advantage from Tipping Tim, the challenger over on the far side. Gambling Royal between horses. Henry Mann and Tipping Tim together. Tipping Tim going ahead now as they race into the closing stages. It's Tipping Tim from Henry Mann and Gambling Royal as they race up towards the line in the Ritz Club National Hunt Handicap Chase. Tipping Tim is going to win it from Henry Mann, and at the line, Tipping Tim is the winner, and Henry Mann is second, and Gambling Royal is third, and 4 was Romany King.
Tipping Tim, the winner at 20 to 1. Henry Mann second, the 3 to 1 favourite. Gambling Royal third, 13 to 2. Romany King was fourth at 15 to 2. Seagram remains a probable for the Grand National despite that disappointment. Tipping Tim, however, is a definite non-runner. There was a field of 25 for the Christie's Foxhunter Chase, with a Scottish mare, Dungay Lass, seeking consolation for her unlucky defeat 12 months ago, when her rider lost his stirrup leather at the last fence. This year, her jumping let her down, and this mistake finished her chance. Thereafter, the 9 to 1 shot, Rushing Wild, was never in danger.
But Rushing Wild has the advantage from the red one. Rushing Wild is going to jump this 4 clear. Rushing Wild from the red one in second, Ball Game third. Odyssey 4, and then Federal Trooper as they race towards the last. Rushing Wild has only got to jump it. Rushing Wild is clear, jumps it well, gets away from it fast. The red one jumps it next. Odyssey jumps it third. In fourth is Federal Trooper, and racing up towards the line, and Rushing Wild has the Christie's Foxhunter well sewn up. Rushing Wild is the winner as they come to the line. Odyssey is second. Third will be Federal Trooper.
Rushing Wild, the winner at 9 to 1. Odyssey second at 100 to 1. Federal Trooper was third at 12 to 1. By the time the fifth race was run, it was quite clear that no one could catch Jamie Osborne in the race for the Ritz Club Charity Trophy. Whereupon he went out to win the county hurdle in a driving finish on Dusty Miller, his fifth winner of an unforgettable week. The Crystal Trophy was presented by Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, a wonderful memento of a week of dreams come true. Well, all that remained was for the Irish punters to get out of trouble in the festival's new race, the Tote Festival Bumper. And here they went for a banker in Tiananmen Square, back down to 6 to 4 favourite. John Hammer describes the closing stages.
As they come to the elbow with about 3 furlongs to race, and still the leader, Billy Baru, but Montelado going very well for Richard Dunwoody, and Montelado's gone for home, and Tiananmen Square, whose jockey's lost his cap, is in pursuit. Montelado, Tiananmen Square, Zany Man's improving, and Arcot is improving well, but Montelado and Richard Dunwoody have gone well clear with a furlong and a half to race. Tiananmen Square apparently in hopeless pursuit. The good thing doesn't look like obliging. Richard Dunwoody going for his life, and he's got about 8 lengths to spare over Tiananmen Square. Then coming with a late run is Mannery and Declan Murphy, but Montelado all the way as they come to the last 100 yards. Montelado pushed out, wins it easily. Tiananmen Square is second, Mannery is third, Zany Man is fourth.
Montelado, the winner at 8 to 1. Tiananmen Square second, the 6 to 4 favourite. Mannery third at 7 to 1. So the Irish did win it, but for most punters with the wrong one. And so we come to the end of a memorable festival week. It's a week certainly that Jamie Osborne will never forget, but the toast of the Cotswolds this evening was a young man called Maguire. Good night.